Me to do that. Now I'm good. Thank you.
Awesome. Is this showing up for everyone?
Yes. Yes, it is.
So as Bianca said, my name is Joe, and I am program manager with the newly developed Justice Care and Opportunities Department. It was a department that was created by the board motion coming over from the Office of Diversion and Reentry under DHS. So super exciting time because we're really able to hone in on the services that we want to provide to the reentry population. I actually used to work at Chrysalis with Bianca and Rick, so I'm very excited for this little mini reunion, and it's really good to see them. So a little bit about Sector. It stands for the Skills and Experience for the Careers of Tomorrow, and it's a workforce development program that's really focused in on getting individuals who've been impacted by the criminal justice system employment and career paths that have family earning wages that can make up to $20, $21, $25 and above. It is funded by the state through the BSCC Prop 47 grant, and it started in January of 2020, which is crazy. So we are now in our 4th year of service. So the program components is essentially participants get enrolled and go through job readiness program while then getting connected to training in high growth sectors. We pay for the training and sometimes pay for stipends so that they can not have to worry about working full time while also obtaining this industry recognized certification. We also help them with any other support items that they may need, including housing rental assistance, paying for automobile maintenance, anything that would prevent them from actually being able to go to a training or obtain a job. On top of the job readiness and certification, we also do cognitive behavioral intervention. It's a specific CBI that is focused on helping them recognize risky situations at work that could possibly lead to them getting terminated and how to navigate that. We also help participants with direct placement in the sectors and industries that we're training in. We have 5 community-based organizations that we contract with all throughout Los Angeles County. The Alliance for Community Empowerment, who's focusing on advanced manufacturing and construction, the Anti-Recidivism Coalition, Chrysalis, Friends Outside Los Angeles, and Paving the Way / Center for Living and Learning in the Antelope Valley and in the Canoga Park area. I'm going to send out a flyer that has all of this information and all the contact information, so you can make direct referrals to those providers. This is essentially just showing that we cover all of LA County. So in order to be eligible for the sector program, the individual has to be over the age of 18, arrested, charged with, or convicted of a criminal offense, a history of or current mental health or substance use disorder need. This is a requirement from the BSCC, but we're pretty loose with the mental health definition because prison in and of itself is very traumatizing. And so most likely everyone's going to be eligible for that. And an interest in a career pathway with employment that meets the specific requirements for each sector provider program. Each provider does have its own requirements, but they're pretty open as well. We are looking really for individuals to complete training programs and then get employed in those sectors. We want individuals to not just get any job, but really a job that has a career pathway and that can end up in a wage that can be self-sustaining. And we're also looking to reduce the recidivism. I'm going to kind of go by this really quickly because it just focuses on each individual provider. But I'm sure you guys know about Chrysalis because of Bianca. We do service them in the downtown San Fernando Valley and West Side centers. They're really focusing on healthcare, social assistance, government, technology, and leisure and hospitality. They actually have a really great intro to tech class that they do themselves, and then are connecting individuals to coding classes to actually become like coders for websites and software, and it's been a really great experience. This contact information is outdated, so I will send you a more updated flyer. Paving the Way Foundation is in Lancaster, which is in the Antelope Valley. They are really focusing on construction, painting, advanced manufacturing, and solar panel installation. Friends Outside Los Angeles, located more in the South LA area, they're focusing on truck driving, tech, and healthcare. Then there's ACE, which is in Canoga Park. They're also focusing on construction, healthcare, and painting, and advanced manufacturing. The final one is the Anti-Recidivism Coalition. Their main bread and butter is their MC3 construction program, but with sector, they're actually been able to expand to doing entertainment, to do production assistance, which is really cool, and get individuals hired in that field, and also substance use disorder counselors through a partnership with East Los Angeles College. So it's been a really great opportunity for them to be able to use this money to expand. We're also starting to look at what employment is happening in Los Angeles County. COVID really kind of obviously affected the employment landscape and kind of derailed initial plans, but we're really trying to look at the data to see where employment growth is happening right now in Los Angeles, so we can get them the training that they need and connect them to that. So yeah, really the focus on sector is not just employment in traditional pathways that the population tends to go towards, and really being able to give them the necessary training, pay for the training, pay for stipends so that they can survive the training, and then get them employment in those high growth sectors. And awesome, that's all I have.
Thanks, Joe. Before you leave, there was one question, which I
have time.
But someone had asked, is this reentry program for both state and federal cases? I don't know if you made a designation for eligibility.
Yeah, it doesn't matter as long as they have an arrest or conviction. The BSCC is very open. It's as long as they have it at the bare minimum of arrest. So they didn't even have to be convicted. Yeah, there's no stipulation around what their felony was. Obviously, some felonies are harder for certain employment tracks, but we have a really great employment career navigator who is working with the healthcare sector and the tech sector to kind of understand those licensure barriers, specifically around the CNA and RNA, learning more about how they're actually becoming a lot more forgiving with those licenses in healthcare and in different sectors. And so really trying to work with providers, work with employers to understand fair chance hiring, and also understand that the felony really doesn't matter and that they can become really great employees.
Amazing.
That's awesome.
Any other questions? I have time for some questions.
Are you able to share your PowerPoint with us so that we can send it out to the group?
Yeah, I'll send an updated PowerPoint and our new flyer that has the more updated contact information with it. I think I saw something in the chat about cash assistance as they are training. Yeah, so each provider does it individually. Chrysalis, for example, does it based on the hours of training. So under 40 hours of training is a certain amount of dollars that they get at certain milestones. 70 hours worth of training is a little bit more. So each provider does it differently. ARC does $450 a week for the 15 weeks of the courses. So it just depends on the provider, but they get them in check or in gift cards.
Beautiful. If there's any questions like afterwards, feel free to drop them in the chat, and then I can always share those with Joe so he can respond to those appropriately. Thank you so much, Joe.
Thanks, Bianca.
All right, next up, we're going to hear from Jose, who's a program manager of workforce development at the Los Angeles Economic Development Corporation. So Jose, all you.
Thank you, Bianca. 1 second while I share and pop up the presentation. Are you guys able to see?
Yes,
Okay.
good.
So good morning. Thank you everyone for inviting me here. My name is Pelayo. I am the program manager of Los Angeles County Economic Development Corporation. So what is LAEDC? LAEDC is a nonprofit organization, a 501c3. We were actually established by the Board of Supervisors roughly 42 years ago to bring economic development to the LA region. We have various departments with the LAEDC. You might have worked with different departments. The unique thing about our economic development department is that we have our Institute of Applied Economics internally. So anything you see the LAEDC push out, it's always going to be backed up by data. So today I'm going to be bringing a lot of data and information on some of the industries that are in demand in the LA region, as well as some of the work that is being done by the LAEDC to address those issues. So again, here's our vision and our mission. I won't read that just so I can kind of have more time to focus on the other slides. But again, the department that I work for is workforce development. And our end goal is to build equitable talent pipelines throughout the LA region in high growth industries that pay sustainable wages. And we do that by different work streams. And if you want further information on some of the work that we're doing, please feel free to connect with me. So before I begin and jump in, it's always good to kind of see and engage the audience. If you guys can put that in the chat, what do you guys think the minimum wage in LA County is? And then I'll read off of it. $15.25, $15.50, which are good answers. 15 again. So the minimum wage for LA County, let's see, $16.04. Now you guys throw up some answers. It may be correct because you might be in unincorporated parts of LA County. For the presentation, we're focusing on LA County. So that's what 16.04. Now my follow-up question. Do you guys know what the living wage in Los Angeles per hour is? So essentially, what do you have to be making per hour to be able to sustain for a household of one? 34, 21, 22 at least, 27. So these are good answers, right? I mean, you guys understand that LA County is a very expensive city to live in. So right now, it is $21.89, right? So if you think about that, what we're saying is individuals, for example, who have a justice involved background or individuals who are graduating, you should be making $21.89 to be able to survive in Los Angeles. We are the mecca of entertainment, digital media. We have two of the biggest sports in the nation. We do have the two biggest sports in the nation. If we were a nation, we have the 5th largest economy. So what that means is, we have a lot of opportunities to help individuals, Angelenos, get into sustainable wages. But unfortunately, there's still a lot of individuals that are living under poverty. Why is that? A lot of it is that they're unaware of some of the in-demand career opportunities. And again, this presentation will gauge some of those industries and some data, as well as some of the tools that we have launched with LAEDC to help address those issues. So I wanted to put some information again on EDD's unemployment rate, and just to give you an overview of what's happening in the LA region. If we look back when the pandemic happened in December 2021, we were at 5.8% unemployment rate. As of December 2022, which is the latest data, it will be updated as of March 14th. We are at 4.1%. So we did see a drop down, as you can see as well, from December 2021 to December 2022. There has been jobs added to the LA County, California in general region. So I just wanted to give you a landscape as well of that. It's always good to understand what's happening in California as well. And here again, according to EDD data, here are some of the trends in the major industries that are growing, that have remained stable, that have no change as well. So you can see one of the biggest ones that's grown is information technology. We see a change, and of course we saw that because of the pandemic and some of the shifts that we had to do as well. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the LAEDC has their Institute of Applied Economics. So they're known for putting out different data, different lookbooks as well. And we've identified the top 10 industries that are in demand in Los Angeles County. So what that means is these are industries that are going to continue to grow in the future, have the most job opportunities, but also are going to be paying sustainable wages. Again, sustainable wages is something that we want to focus on for all populations, because that's going to allow them to be able to live in Los Angeles and maintain themselves. So here are the industries that we've identified in the industry clusters: advanced transportation, aerospace and defense, bioscience, which is a very new industry that's growing, that you can make a lot of money going in there with getting just a certificate. Entertainment and digital media, fashion, apparel and lifestyle, food manufacturing, hospitality and tourism, information technology, marketing, design, and publishing, ocean economy, which is also another industry that a lot of people aren't aware of, trade and logistics. So again, these are industries that LAEDC has identified as high growth industries. Our work in the near future is to develop industry clusters where we're going to take a deeper dive and create an ecosystem within these industries to build talent pipelines. And we have started that with digital media and entertainment. So if you're looking to gather more information or would like to participate at an industry cluster with entertainment and digital media, please feel free to reach out to me as well, and I can send you the invitation. So again, this is a little bit, it's just outdated a little bit, but this is our latest report by our Institute of Applied Economics, how we would recover after the pandemic, depending on the industries. As you can see, it really kind of correlates with the EDD up-to-date information. So these are some of the industries in LA County that have seen improvement and growth compared to 2021. And again, here are more data by our Institute of Applied Economics. Middle skill occupations projected to be in demand. And what does it mean to have a middle skill occupation? It means anything more that requires more than a high school. So it can be a certificate, it can be an associate's degree, or it can be vocational training or on-the-job training. So here are some middle skills occupations that are projected to grow: construction, healthcare, trade and logistics. And again, here are more on the right that you can see. Of course, registered nurses is a big one that we continue to have a shortage for. Now, with that being said, with the many gaps that's going on, LAEDC felt it was important to launch a tool that would assist all Angelenos getting information in high growth industries. So we partner up with Gladio, and we launched Gladio Los Angeles. So what is Gladio Los Angeles? So Gladio LA is a free, personalized, self-directed virtual career navigation platform where Angelenos are able to go in there and make informed decisions about their upskilling, reskilling, or personal career path. So it's an opportunity for all Angelenos, specifically those that are underrepresented, to go in there and find opportunities that are going to be paying sustainable wages. The unique thing about Gladio Los Angeles is that the data in there is uniquely for Los Angeles region. So anybody that goes in there and creates a free account, it's going to find information related to LA region, right? So this is a game changer if you think about it. As I mentioned earlier, we are the mecca of entertainment. We have, the two ports, and still we have a lot of individuals that are living under poverty. With this platform, we hope that Angelenos have the opportunity to learn about different opportunities in the LA region. Where can they learn to upskill, reskill, what colleges offer programs. It's one-stop resource center for our Angelenos to kind of go in there on their own time and learn about it. So how would a parent use this? You can guide your child. You can, have them select a field of choice. As an adult, you can learn how to upskill and reskill, which is big for us. We want to continue to learn the up-to-date trends going on in the economy. As a child, which is very important, you want to start them at a very, very young age. Middle school is bringing that, thought into their head of what careers they want to get into. Again, it's just get some of our gaps in our systems that we launched, that why we felt Gladio was going to be so important. The belief gap, growing up in an underrepresented community, if you don't believe that you can achieve, there's no way that you're able to kind of go into a career path. If you don't have the information, which a lot of our underrepresented populations don't have the information, again, they're not able to succeed. And then lastly, it's going to close the network gap. With Gladio LA, there are also employers, partners that we have where they have job opportunities, they have internship opportunities, they have apprenticeship opportunities that we'll post, but they can also learn about the biggest employers in the region and how they can connect with them as well. Again, it's just a virtual career platform, and it takes you to, for example, a learner's journey. Maya creates a free account. She takes a Gladio quiz. If you're not sure about what you want to do, that's a great resource as well. It'll generate the top 3 industries within the LA region, and then you start getting a feedback of some of these industries going on. Maya learns about, inspiration stories, which is diverse. Again, it's very unique. It has videos of diverse individuals who are doing the job, which is, again, a major thing for some of our youth. Then Maya receives an information about a job application. And again, I won't go through it, but again, it gives you a virtual kind of career day, as you can see. Here is my colleague's contact information. I will also drop my information on the chat. Her name is Mariana Hernandez. She is Assistant Program Manager of Workforce Development. She's also here somewhere, but I'll also put my information in the chat. If you guys have any questions, if you want more information, if you're looking to gather maybe some data that we put out, please feel free to reach out.
Thank you so much, Jose. Oh, sorry.
No, I was going to say again, thank you so much, Bianca, for the invitation. And if you guys have any questions, I'll be happy to take them.
Yeah, amazing. I saw one in the chat, and they wanted to know, do you have this information breakdown by spas of LA County?
So our work that we do is regional. So we have identified as a region that these are the industries that are going to be growing. So again, any work that LAEDC does, we're known as a convener of Los Angeles. So any work that we've done, we do it regional.
Nice. Thank you for that. And then another question, does the participant have to opt in for that information, or does it automatically reach them based on their profile? Talking about Gladio.
Yeah, so when you create that free account and they take that short quiz, it's going to generate their 3 top industries based on the answers they provide.
Thanks. Any other questions for Jose or Joe?
Hi, so yes, I asked that last question and I was curious more about like the additional information that on that graph that you showed with that example. There was information about like courses at PCC and the free ride pass.
Okay.
So those types of items, do they have to opt in to receive those types of things, or does that automatically get to them?
Yeah, so for Gladio, your question was for Gladio in regards to some of the programs around the area, correct? If I'm gathering. So the way it works, let's say you take the quiz and it's going to generate 3 top industries based on your answers. Once that's stopped, it's like a LinkedIn. It actually prepares individuals for a LinkedIn. You'll have your own page where you're getting information about those specific programs, right? So whether it may be if you want an internship opportunity, or where they're hosting a job fair, or where there's programs around the area that offer that, certification or associate's degree or bachelor's degree, then they'll drop down into your profile. But as well as once you start surfing and you are interested in a specific career path, you can drop down your nearest location, and then the colleges and programs near you will appear.
Amazing. Adriana asked a question, can youth sign up, and is there an age limit? I'm assuming she's asking about Gladio.
Yeah, so there is no age limit. Again, it's a free account. It's actually offered in the top 6 languages spoken in Los Angeles County. So Spanish is offered as well for our monolingual individuals. There is no age limit. Again, it's a great resource for young adults, individuals who are in high school, individuals who are looking to rescale, upscale, dislocated workers, distance involved individuals, veterans, anybody that really wants to learn about career pathways in high growth industries within the LA region.
Beautiful. And is there an outreach team that will come to events with booth?
That's a good question. As of now, we don't have the bandwidth. It's myself and Mariana, but we can definitely, if you send me an invitation or if you send me more information, we can do our best to accommodate or reach out to the funders of Gladio LA, who also do outreach events.
Amazing. Any other questions for Jose? All right, Jose, thank you again so much.
Thank you.
That you're doing for LA region. We're going to take a short break from employment, and I'm going to give it over to Christine, who is our board representative for the SPA 5 Continuum of Care for Los Angeles.
Thank you, Bianca. Those are some great presentations. I'll be very quick so we can get back to that. Unfortunately, it's because I have to go to another meeting. So I wanted to just share. I'll quickly share my screen and just so I can highlight what's happening. On the, sorry, that's the that's the wrong one. That's the wrong. Okay, that's the one I need. Go down. I'll share my screen again. Share. All right, this is the one we need today. All right, so we met a week ago, and I want to update you on two kind of important big topics we're talking about. One is the HMIS access policy. So as you know, homelessness is kind of on the forefront for everybody. Everybody now wants to know how they can kind of access information about homeless services and homeless providers. And so there's been a huge request from basically the community as a whole. So LASA has put together a HMIS committee that is looking at best practices around data sharing, because we're talking about sharing data with, you know, people who are not part of the quote unquote provider, homeless provider community. We have to be very diligent in terms of what can be shared. So there is a proposal out there that I'm going to send to Darcy after the meeting, just so that you could see where the thoughts are going. But essentially, we are looking at sharing information with health entities, i.e., you know, with some county entities, and even some outreach teams that work for the different cities in LA County. So, like I said, this is, and I just want to be really clear, law and
We may have lost her.
that group. So law enforcement will, you know, data practices around violations, breaches, and again, what level of information can be shared. It's going to be very high level information. We will share what the exact data points are. In the coming weeks. So last thing, that last year we gave back over $50 million to the federal government for grants that we put together a kind of a task committee that can work on this issue and figure out how we can help organizations that are struggling.
Bummer.
Monies, and they're all related to checking Section 8 across the county. So this work group is going to be kind of a technical assistance group that is going to figure out how we can.
Christine, we're kind of losing you. Can you hear me?
Lost spots. The last update I have for you is the fall. LA County applied for it. It is essentially the federal government recognizing that homelessness is really an pandemic across the country. And in addition to what they usually do through the continuum of care, they were able.
Christine, can you hear me? Christine? Okay,
Yeah, we agree, Myra. Maybe, Darcy, we can get some notes and then send them out to the group.
we absolutely will. Absolutely. Thank you. It's such a bummer when that happens.
Yeah.
Bad reception.
All right, Christine, Darcy will follow up with you to get your notes too.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Yeah, beautiful. All right, next we're going to hear from 3 of our community-based organizations that are on the groundwork doing the work. So at first I want to introduce Christina Watkins, who's going to tell us a little bit more about the Hire LAX apprenticeship program.
Good morning, everyone. Can you see and hear me?
Yes.
Fabulous. Okay, so I am here at Los Angeles College. Today it's actually Boots Day for our current class, so there's a lot going on around here. We are 3 weeks into the current class. Today we are providing them with their construction workforce boots. So this is just a wonderful day for them. Now, the program is an 8-week unpaid training program, but there are no fees, no costs for them. It's absolutely free to the participants, and we do have supportive services. We try to help them get anything they need to keep them running through the class. In the 8 weeks, we do construction basics, we get them their math, we make connections with the unions, we make connections with contractors, and we teach them what they need to succeed in construction. So it's actually, most people don't realize it's actually not that hard to get into union construction, but it is very, very hard to stay in union construction. You need to know the culture. You need to understand what your obligations are, there's documentation they have to turn in as new apprentices. So what we do is we get them ready for that. It's a big culture shock, especially for individuals who have never worked in something with a strong hierarchy, or who just aren't used to being told, do this, do that, and they view it as a personal attack as opposed to just kind of how hierarchies are structured. So we prep them for that. And we help them find which trade they think is going to work for them. We help them prep for the tests. And like I said, we connect them to the unions and the contractors. So the starting wages in union construction tend to vary between about $18 and $24, $25 an hour, depending on the trade. But within 4 years, they're typically making well over $40 an hour. Within 6, 7 years, they could be moved up to foreman, superintendent. It is very, very common for our individuals who are 3 years into construction to be making over $100,000 a year. So these are real careers with real benefits, with like buy a house in LA money. So we would love for you to consider your participants, especially your women. We have learned that women don't consider themselves. You have to tell them, hey, have you ever thought about construction? I bet you'd be good at it. And help them to understand that, with that kind of money, they can afford to, get a massage every month and go to spas and do their nails and whatever they want. Because literally the money's there. So please, especially your young ladies, let them know about this. Our requirements are on the flyer. They need to be 17 3/4 years of age when our program starts, because they can't actually start working till 18. If they're under the age of 20, I won't take them without a high school diploma or a GED. I don't encourage anyone to drop out. They can still go back to high school. I want them to get as far as they can. However, after that, we do require co-enrollment. So if they're, let's say, 22, 23 or older, and they do not have a high school diploma or GED, they need to enroll in a GED program, but we will take them with that. They do need to have the legal ability to work in the US. And beyond that, we tend to be one of the more accessible programs. We don't require a driver's license to start. However, they are going to have to work on it during class, and they need to be prepared for that. we'll be working on it. We'll be pushing them like mad. It is 8 weeks. It's very intense. We do 7 a.m. to approximately 1 or 2 p.m. every day. Right now we're on a varied schedule. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, they're done around noon. Tuesday, Thursday, they finish around 2:30. So it's 30 hours a week. It's 30 hours a week. At the end, we do not guarantee employment, but that's just because the testing requirements, stuff like that, and we don't pick their trade. They pick their trade. So if they decide they want, let's say, electricians, but they still have to go through the testing process, maybe they still need to take the math class to even be eligible to take the test. We are on that schedule. We're stuck with the union schedule. We're stuck on the schedule of how ready they are. But that said, we continue to work with them. As long as they stay in contact with us, we don't have an end date. We will work with them as long as they stay in contact with us. I've got people that we still follow up with 2-3 years later because they're still working on different things in their life. And I'm like, as long as you stay in contact, we'll work with you. The next orientation is March 11th. I hope you all have the flyer. March 11th, class begins April 10th. It is here at Los Angeles Southwest College. I see a question about the number of women. So it varies. We used to average a solid 20 or a solid 30%. It has decreased down to about 15 to 20%. So we are looking to increase the women. The industry, just so you guys know these numbers, women make up less than 3% of craft construction workers. We need more women.
I'll say.
The biggest requirements are being physically able to do the work and live within our zip codes. On the back page, there was a list of zip codes. If they do not live within our zip codes, there are other programs we can connect them with so they can still get into a program. You know, we tell them it just takes one door. You only need one door to open. We need more people. We need more women. We need more people of color, underrepresented minorities. We need more people that want to do this, and we're especially hurting for young people. The average age of a construction worker going in right now is in their 30s, which doesn't give them as much time to climb the ladders. So letting some of these young people know that they can own a business in a few years. Like they can literally be a business owner. They could be raking in the big bucks themselves, running their lives themselves, not really reporting to anyone else except whoever's paying them. And there's just so many paths forward. Okay, any other questions?
Hi, it's Adriana. I have a question. Thank you for the presentation. Everybody that presented today, it's very inspiring to see so many opportunities for employment, especially on the re-entry and just as involved people and individuals. So the name is HIRELAX, and I'm just curious, is this because it started for a place to workers to help rebuild LAX, or is just what is the relationship, if you mind sharing a little bit about that? Thank you.
Okay, so thank you for that question. I actually work for LAX as the coordinator of the program. I'm actually on the Project Labor Agreement Administration team. So we work with the contractors, which is why we have the relationship. And under LAX's Project Labor Agreement, they are required to have 30% local hire. And because of a lack of local workers, they've been struggling with that. So LAX decided to kind of sponsor this program. So LAX provides myself and a couple of other workers, but Los Angeles Southwest College provides the training program in the facilities. And then we also work with the local workforce centers, AJCCs, other programs and partners to get these people through the training. Now, I did see a question from Daniel. This is not an internship. This is a training program. So it's a college course. They're taking a college course. It's 240 hours.
Thank you, Christina. So follow-up question. So they have a chance of then being hired if they qualify, they do everything they should do, and they're a good fit. LAX would be one of the possible employers?
Okay, so to clarify, the union construction is an entirely separate entity. So they would belong to like the carpenters, the laborers, the cement masons, the electricians. We make those connections. Construction workers that are doing the work at LAX are not actually employed by LAX. They're employed by the contractors doing the work. So, you know, we've had PCL, Hensel Phelps, Turner as some big management companies that are coming in and doing the construction. And they are short local workers. And it's also an environmental issue. We don't want people commuting in from Riverside every day. We want locals to come in and do the work. And we also want the money to stay local. LAX is a department of the city of Los Angeles. So it is a city department and the city wants their people to work. So we were brought in to help find those people and get them to work and get them a share of this money. So if you guys aren't aware, we're actually just wrapping up at the airport approximately, it was about a $15 billion capital improvement program. And we actually just got approved for another one. So in addition to the terminal work, there's $15 billion of upcoming work at LAX. So once you add in the terminal stuff, it's a lot of money. Like it's crazy money. And that doesn't even include what Metro's still spending, what the Clippers Stadium. There is so much here in LA that all have provisions for hiring locals, and there just aren't enough local workers to cover all of this. It's just, you know, people who come from LA, they tend to buy their house outside the city, or they've just never heard of it. People in the city don't tend to know anybody that works in construction. You know, it's just not something people tend to consider.
Yeah, this is why I pushed back a little bit on this concept, Christina. I appreciate what you're presenting and the opportunity certainly for people to be trained. The largest economic engine on the West Coast by far, LAX, and you just mentioned the figure of $15 billion. I will stand with you and try to negotiate some kind of paid, for this training, because previous presenters have presented paid training as an option, and with LAX and LAWA and all the contractors allying together, I just want to invite you to, stand up for these people. Thank you.
Okay, well, thank you, Daniel. My contact information is in the chat. So any other questions for me?
Awesome. Thank you so much, Christina, for coming and presenting on HIRELAX. If you can stay, fantastic. We're going to hear from two of our other CBOs. Next up is Shannon Miner at Chrysalis, who we also refer participants to HIRELAX. So.
Hi, everyone. Yeah, I know we already got a teaser for Chrysalis earlier, and everyone's pretty familiar with the org's name. So it might be a refresher for some folks, but just wanted to remind everyone on the employment services that we provide. So Chrysalis is all geared towards supporting clients and helping them find and keep a job. And we look at what we do as holistic workforce development. So every step along the job search journey, we try to have a resource and support for everything from applying for jobs online and navigating that, the computer aspect of that, to resume support, interview support, to the interviewing process, accepting the offer, all the way into, your first 90 days, how to navigate work. And then beyond that as well, because we want to focus not on, as someone mentioned earlier, not just getting the job, but keeping the job long-term sustainable employment. So that's what we're all about. Our program does involve one-on-one work with your employment specialist. So every client gets an employment specialist that works with them on their career goals. And I'm excited to hear about the Gladio resource, because I think that's super helpful as well for our clients when they're looking for what they want to take in the next step in their work. So that's what we're all about. And basically to be a part of our program, we only ask that you're 18 and over and that you're ready to work. So we have really low barriers for our program. We have the services offered in Spanish as well as English. We don't require any IDs. You can access our program without having identification. We can help you get identification. And we also support undocumented folks as well. And all of our services are completely confidential. So that's just a reminder, because I think there's some misconceptions about that you have to have, you know, some sort of reentry background, or you need to be experiencing homelessness. But we do see a lot of those folks, but that's just, that's a trend, but that's not the requirement. So we serve folks, whether you are just starting out in your job search, whether you have a really long established work history and you're just looking for the next step. If you have gaps in your employment, if you're parenting and you want to jump back into the workforce, all of that is fair game, and we want to support that. So the way our program works is that you receive your employment specialist right off the bat after you complete your orientation. You go through our core program, which involves a job prep class where we go over everything from how to succeed in applications, interviewing, and beyond. We go, and then after that, they complete their resume appointment, where we support you on working with your resume, as well as interviewing and support on that as well. After that, then they are considered core program complete, and we're able to support them on additional resources, which we have a lot of, everything from professional clothing, transportation to your interviews, all the way to computer lab access, employment counseling, and transitional jobs where we're able to employ our own clients. So I'm just going to share my screen really quick and show our flyer, because I know that the flyer does get shared a fair amount, but I just want to give everyone a second to look at it because all the information is on there. So here we have our Santa Monica office flyer with our hours of operation, and we're able to provide our services in a hybrid model, which means you can come in person, or you can access our services over the phone, or you can kind of mix and match and do a little bit of both, whatever fits best for our clients. Some of our clients really prefer the virtual because they can't make it out to the office, but others really love that in person. I think we've all really been craving that in the past couple of years. So I do highly recommend that clients access in person if they want to get through the program quickly, but both are available. And then here we have, we have our address and what clients need to do in order to get connected. So you don't have to be referred. You don't have to make an appointment. You can just walk in. Our Santa Monica office is open on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, and we have our orientations at 8 a.m. on those days. So I'll be dropping this flyer in the chat. We can email it out afterwards as well. And so that's how you access our services in person. And then if you want to access them virtually, you just call our lobby number and we'll be able to schedule an appointment for an orientation over the phone. But like I mentioned, there's a lot of services that we're able to provide, including in our office, being able to use our computers, our phones. We have private office spaces that clients can reserve for virtual interviewing, which I think is a really great resource we've been able to provide, as well as our transitional job opportunities, which I know you guys have heard about before, but we are able to employ our own clients in temporary part-time work while they look for something permanent and long-term. And that's through our 3 different business lines, Roads, which is specifically with Caltrans, Works, which is general street labor, and then Staffing, which is direct, more independently driven employment opportunities. So that's kind of the overview of our program and what to expect for our clients. And you can also email me. I dropped my email in the chat if you have any questions or about your specific client, or if you want to refer them specifically and kind of give that soft handoff. All that's available to you. So if anyone has any questions, feel free to speak up right now, or you can email me.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Shannon. Now we're going to hear from Karen Mitchell, who works at the Hospitality Training Academy.
Good morning, everyone. My name again is Karen Mitchell, and I'm the employment specialist at the Hospitality Training Academy. and we're a nonprofit with 501c3. And we have been working in the LA County and Orange County. And I have worked successfully with the city of Santa Monica for the past several years. Now, I'm located in Virginia Avenue Park in the community center, and I provide employment assistance to diverse income and low and community members that may have barriers to an employment. But HTA also has offices in downtown area, and we have a functional culinary kitchen in Koreatown near Pico and Western. Now, HTA stands for hospitality, and what we do is get people who are entry-level workers to work to help people enjoy their vacation. We train them to in customer service to be able to provide that wonderful atmosphere that most employers want. So we work with union members that are already at the hotels working in or in other industries like at Dodger Stadium. And we upskill and move them upwards so that they can do new positions. We also have job seekers who want to get new jobs. So we do all of that. Excuse me, hold on one second. So the HTA provides workforce development. We have an apprenticeship program and training programs that teach sanitation, safety. We do resume creation and customer service and help individuals become competent workers who can perform entry-level jobs. So the reason for the need is the city is growing. We have new hotels that are being built, and LA is hosting the Olympics coming up, the World Cup. We've already just finished with the Super Bowl. And as you've heard previously, that the Clippers are starting a whole new arena. So the whole city of Los Angeles and LA County is just growing. So the HTA has courses to train people for entry-level jobs. Some of those jobs are like a dishwasher steward, and that's a 2-day learning program to help people learn, to go ahead. Dishwashing, it seems simple, but there is a process to doing that. But they also get their ServSafe food handler certification and their server training along with that. All of the HTA trainings are free to the participant. We have an airport concession training, service deli and meat clerk training for grocery workers. But our main meat and potatoes is we have a line cook apprenticeship program. And we have it in English and in Spanish. And this is an 8-week training program in which the participants come into our kitchen. They have a prerequisite where they have a kitchen math training and also a kitchen knife to ensure that this is going to be the program that they want to do. They don't have to be perfect, but they have to be trainable. So we work with the Department of Labor for our culinary program, the apprenticeship program. So we not only train them, we do place them in jobs, in hotels, restaurants, event venues. This next week on the 22nd and 23rd, Dodger Stadium is holding a job fair. So we will be assessing participants, people that come in to see if they're able to come in and do the work at Dodger Stadium. Also, we have, let's see here. We also are doing prep cook training, and this is only an 18-day training program in which participant comes in, they're doing chopping, learning how to cut onions, potatoes, but they make charcuterie boards, they do platters, fruit platters, vegetable platters, but we get them jobs as well. So if you're in our program, we don't just train you, you're with us for the duration, especially with our line cook program. You will be working with us because we track your hours so that you get 2,000 hours of paid work experience. So we track your hours, make sure that you're employed. For some reason, if you don't stay with the first employer, we want you to grow. So it's not just staying and then we say goodbye. We want you to learn all aspects of being a line cook. And after those 2,000 hours, you receive a certificate from the state of California that you are a certified line cook. Let's see here. Let's see. Let me see. I think that I don't know if there's any other questions. I know the time is short. So is there any other questions that anyone has for me that I can answer that I may not have, talked about?
I also dropped all of your flyers in the chat too, so we'll send
Okay.
it as well.
There's a lot of flyers. We're doing a lot of trainings and going out and doing presentations. So yes.
Amazing. I don't see any questions in the chat, but Karen, thank you so much. Oh, question. How can I best connect people to HTA? It's the best way to refer to you all.
Okay, I have my number in the chat. You can contact me. I'm at, and I'm also at the Virginia Avenue Park, but my number is 310-529-6638. And my name is Karen Mitchell. It's karen.mitchell@lahta.org. And all my information is on the flyers, so you can contact me. And I can transfer you to set you up with a case manager or employment specialist. If I'm not able to help you, I will find someone to help you. And the program age group is 18 and up, as long as they're able to bend, move, and they're physically fit. We don't have an age cap.
Beautiful. Any other final questions for Karen or Shannon that presented? Awesome. Well, all their contact information is there. Feel free to reach out to them. I'm going to give it over to Darcy to wrap us up.
Oh my goodness, this is so good. This has just been such incredible information. Thank you guys for all of the presenters. Bianca, you are my new rock star favorite because you really put this together. And I am just so impressed and encouraged by what is available for the clients. Thank you guys for being here. I will copy the chat. I'll send it out with the, if all of the presenters can send me their flyers, PowerPoints if they'd like, we'll get it out to everybody as a follow-up. And I just really appreciate everything you did, Bianca. This has been really, really good. Any final questions? Well, you guys, I don't see any coming through. I'm not seeing any hands raised. So we will call it for today, but look forward to that follow-up email because that will have all this good stuff in it. All right. And you can download the files here too. So thank you guys. Thank you, all of you. Mwah.
Darcy, I just want to say thank you. I have another meeting to go to right now, but I will see you soon.
Okay. And can you
All right.
send me flyers?
I will send you everything that I got.
I started downloading and I thought I'll just get them from Bianca.
Perfect.
Okay. All right.
Perfect. All
This
right.
was great.
It was so good. I'm glad people found the information like useful. And then Daniel's comment too about paid training. I'm like, yes, our folks cannot not make income, but this is such a great opportunity for a lifelong career that's sustainable. It's like, there's so much money we should invest. Truth.
Yeah. So good. So
All
good.
right. I'll talk to you later.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.